Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Monique Howard. I'm the Executive Director of WAR, Philadelphia Center Against Sexual Violence. That is our new name. Really excited about it. So we're also excited about the fact that April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Today is Teal Day, and so we just were awarded a resolution on City Council floor. Thank you very much, Councilwoman Blondell Reynolds Brown, for that. And so we just wanted to take an opportunity to landmark some of the things that we have done this year. This year is going to be great for us. We have our new name. We have new human trafficking dollars that we're working on to ensure that we can provide services for individuals that are trafficked here in the city of Philadelphia. We have a new Healthy Men's Initiative program that we're super excited about. And we're also adding chat and text to our 24-hour hotline. Last year we had over 5,000 telephone calls to our hotline, and this year we look to expand the number of people that we reach over the hotline by providing services to individuals that prefer to text and prefer to chat as opposed to talking on the phone. Before we go on, I want to introduce Councilwoman Blondell Reynolds Brown for some words from her, and then we'll have the mayor come up next. So thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for stealing time away from your demanding schedules to join us on this important day. Hello, Mr. Board Chair. How are you? The mayor has joined us, but I'm thrilled first to say thank you. I had the wonderful opportunity to receive the Bridge of Courage Award from WAR just a couple of nights ago, and so I'm thankful that you've looked at and celebrated the important work that we do every single day in Philadelphia City Council. And the work that the mayor and the administration has put in place to actualize, to execute our sexual harassment training is in full effect, and we are appreciative that the 27,000 employees of our city will be required to take sexual harassment training. It's not optional, it's required. And that makes a big difference when it comes to government being a leader on this issue of sexual harassment and the training required for all of us. I might also note, just as a footnote, we also moved today for the second reading and final passage a measure resolution known as Marcy's Law, which actually has to have full effect in Harrisburg. But we have registered our interest in Marcy's Law locally, and we're very, very proud of that. I'll close with this. It's not my quote, but it was written by a sociologist and a pioneer in the study of sexual violence against women, Ines Herkovitz. I quote, "Why do women who experience sexual assault rarely speak up about it? Because they fear they won't be believed. Because when a woman tells what happens to her, she tells us things we typically can't imagine, things that disturb us, things we don't expect to hear, things that shock us. When we have women who then find the spine or have people around them who push them and encourage them to speak up and speak out, it behooves us to wrap our arms around them and thank them for having the courage to say enough is enough." I have the duty now to acknowledge my colleague, Councilman Al Taltenberger. Thank you, Councilman Taltenberger, for joining us. And I have the good fortune to introduce the leader of our city. I like to brag about the fact that we worked together for 12 years, about 12 years. And we became partners on a number of issues. We co-sponsored the legislation making sure that we have an LGBT commission. We co-sponsored legislation that speaks to the fact that we will not tolerate hate crimes in the city of Philadelphia, and you now get fined if you have a problem with people who don't look like or talk like you. He was the one who made sure that we had the charter change after it was voted on by members of council, and that sexual harassment training is real and a tangible measure of Philadelphia city government. All of us know that he has stood on the front line and on the firing line when it comes to pre-K. We get paid to make tough decisions, and his spine has been strong in making it clear and making it plain. We are not retreating on this measure, because it matters. If you get young people on the front end of the continuum, they do far better on the back end of the continuum. Let's salute our mayor and bring forward Mayor Jim Kinney.
How you doing? All right.
As a matter of fact, I did my sexual harassment training this morning, and it was very informative. Yep. Good morning. It's great to be here again on Teal Day during Sexual Assault Awareness Month to talk about the work of the WAR Philadelphia Center Against Sexual Violence. As the only rape crisis center in Philadelphia, WAR continues to advocate for the rights of victims of sexual abuse and help eliminate sexual assault. Times have changed, thankfully. Survivors are now feeling empowered to speak up against sexual misconduct, sexual harassment, and sexual violence. Since 2017 and the onset of the second round of the Me Too movement, WAR has experienced a 100% increase in calls to their 24-hour hotline and still receive an influx of in-calls every day. And their ramped up services from education and community outreach, the counseling services for victims of human trafficking, and the launch of the Safer City Philadelphia, a citywide strategy and collaboration between WAR, universities, and organizations to combat sexual assault. We still have much work to do, but I am confident that as our partners, WAR will continue to help us reduce sexual assault and will continue to provide victims with much needed resources and support. Thank you for allowing me to join you again on Teal Day and for your commitment to this very important work. And finally, I'd like to present a resolution, proclamation stating that today, April 11th, is Teal Day, when residents are encouraged to wear teal to bring awareness to speak up against sexual misconduct and sexual violence.
Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce Assistant District Attorney Bryman. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Thank you to Women Organized Against Rape, now known as the Philadelphia Center Against Sexual Violence, for the invitation to the District Attorney's Office to stand with you today during this event, during Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and the rest of the year. The support and services that you provide to survivors of sexual assault greatly assist in the DA's office mission to hold offenders accountable and achieve justice for victims. In 2018, WAR provided direct services to 12,427 survivors. WAR's 24-hour hotline received 5,019 calls. Court advocates provided support to 843 survivors and families. WAR facilitated 1,588 educational and awareness programs. Most recently, the Philadelphia Center Against Sexual Violence has launched their Safer City Philadelphia campaign, a coordinated, citywide, and comprehensive sexual violence prevention strategy. The goal is to systematically decrease the number of individuals who perpetrate domestic violence, and they do that by increasing public and bystander awareness, educating police, firefighters, and public workers, engaging staff in hospitality, transportation services, food industry, and gaming industry, and collaborating with universities, as well as community leaders and their organizations. WAR has also expanded to include counseling services to victims of human trafficking. These services include the increased availability of immediate emotional, psychological, and safety services, crisis intervention services, hospital and medical accompaniment, hotline counseling, and safety planning. Finally, WAR, along with the District Attorney's Office, the Police Department, and the Forensics Lab, with other entities, all belong to the Philadelphia Sexual Assault Advisory Coalition. This multidisciplinary team regularly collaborates to ensure that a survivor of sexual assault is supported in every way possible. It is truly an honor and a privilege for the DA's office to partner with WAR in eliminating all forms of sexual violence and advocating for the rights of victims of sexual abuse.
Okay, and next up we have Miss Brittany Cool. Thank you very much.
It's cold. You okay? It's gonna be cold. Good afternoon. My name is Brittany, and I've been a client at WAR since February 2018. I moved to Philadelphia a year and a half ago, and shortly thereafter I checked myself into the hospital because something just wasn't right. 23 days later, I was released and diagnosed with severe PTSD due to long-term sexual abuse. That's when I was introduced to WAR and started my healing journey. After my initial intake, I was asked if I would like to participate in a women's survivor group, and I agreed. My fellow group members and I now lovingly call this the Our Lotus Group. We at some point learned that a lotus is a flower that starts in the deepest, darkest, muddiest situations and comes out more beautiful than ever. That was our goal in completing the group. This group introduced me to a sisterhood of 11 amazing women from every walk of life. These women are therapists, doctors, actresses, professors, students, mothers, wives, and sisters. We cried happy tears and we cried healing tears. We built community and friendship, but most of all, we found family. After that 12-week program, I started participating in one-on-one therapy, trauma processing yoga, and an alumni peer support group. My one-on-one therapist has been such a crucial part of my healing. I've learned so many things and can probably talk for hours, but I'd rather tell y'all how she goes above and beyond what a normal therapist would. I can email her at 3:30 in the morning if I have a nightmare. She's let me borrow books, and she's even given me soap recommendations when I got poison ivy. I could not be more thankful for what I've learned through the therapy I've received at WAR, and she's only a small part of it. Not only have I learned more about accepting myself, my mental health, post-trauma, and constantly evolving healing process, I've learned how to be more accepting and gentle with every single person I've met along the way. Unfortunately, sexual abuse and violence can affect anyone and everyone. I love that WAR is so inclusive and is helping to prevent and change that through so many innovative programs. To close, I'd like to share with you a quote from one of my favorite books that to me embodies the spirit of what I've experienced at WAR, and I think it really tells a story of what WAR has not only done for me, but so many in our community. Sometimes I feel alone. Some days are long and hard, but when I look out into the world, I'm struck by the impossible beauty of it all. When I think about all the small perfections of the world, I have faith that someday a warm light will flood over me and I will find peace. I look forward to this new chapter in WAR's history, and I'm excited to see their growth and the changes they make in the community. Thank you so much for your time, and have a good afternoon.
And now we will have the Executive Director for Philadelphia Commission for Women, Jovita Hill. Thank you. You look so springy and so cool.
First of all, it has been my pleasure and an honor. From the time I started here at the City of Philadelphia, I came in with the current administration. I call our mayor the social justice mayor. And so I'm really very proud to be working in a social justice administration, and I get a chance to work with social justice warriors like WAR. The Office of Engagement for Women and the Philadelphia Commission of Women will be partnering with WAR, the Philadelphia Center Against Sexual Violence. For the third year, you'll see flyers in the back for Hands Around City Hall, which is a day of solidarity with survivors of sexual abuse and sexual violence. As you have heard, WAR is Philadelphia's only rape crisis center, and it has as its mission to eliminate sexual violence through specialized treatment services, comprehensive prevention, education programs. And so you've heard some of the other statistics about the work that they've done and the increase in the work they've been doing and broadening. But I think what the new name says more than anything else, the new name talks about the inclusivity of sexual violence. That sexual violence knows no gender identity. Sexual violence happens to girls and women, men and boys, LGBTQ people, non-binary people, and this new name recognizes that this is the center for everybody. And so I congratulate Monique, the board, the staff of WAR for being visionary. I mean, we know for the past 35 years the work that they've been doing, but this talks about the work they'll be doing in the next 35 years. And so I congratulate you. And thank you. And it's an honor to be a pleasure. And it's an honor, not an honor to be a pleasure. It's an honor. Excuse me. It's an honor to be a partner. This partnership has been great, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, it was supposed to be warm today. I don't know what happened. Yesterday it was like 97. Tomorrow we'll have pneumonia. So, I just wanted to gather people together today to acknowledge the work that we do in the city, to acknowledge the relationship that the organization WAR, the Only Rape Crisis Center in Philadelphia, has with the city and the partnership that we have. Recognizing the two of us together, right, the city and the organization, that sexual violence and sexual assault in the city of Philadelphia is a problem. It's a problem. It should not happen. And so I'm honored to lead the charge and champion the cause of eliminating sexual violence, which is our mission of the organization. I want to also acknowledge the staff of WAR that are here today. So can we wave and shake and do something? And we have a table in the back. On the table in the back, you'll receive information about our Hands Around City Hall, which is our largest community engagement activity that we do, and we kind of end Sexual Assault Awareness Month with that event. It's an opportunity to hold hands and call out the names of individuals that are important to us that were victims are or were victims or survivors of sexual assault and sexual violence. We'll have more individuals come up and speak. Our partners from the city will also be there as well to speak on our behalf. So I am incredibly excited about the energy that's here this afternoon and the energy that drives the mission of the organization. We will continue to do the work. We will continue to work hard to ensure that Philadelphia is a safer city and that we can do what we want to do and we want to do it without the threat and without having to be so vigilant about our safety, that we can really just enjoy our life and enjoy just being. Thank you very much. Please take pictures of yourself in your teal. Hashtag us on Facebook and Twitter at WAR, W-O-A-R, Phila. We're really excited about our new name. We're excited about what's to come. Thank you and have a wonderful rest of the day.